Over 800,000 film workers are out of jobs because of the pandemic. The Film Development Council appealed to lawmakers to include the live audiovisual content workers in the Social Amelioration Program. The FDCP has extended 20 million pesos worth of subsidies to its members, but it's worried it might not have enough funds for a second wave of cash assistance. Let's get now the details from FDCP Chair Liza Dino Seguerra. Liza, thank you so much for joining us in the program. And your industry is indeed suffering with billions of pesos lost due to this lockdown amid the pandemic. How close are you to getting some funding from Congress? Lisa, can you hear me?
So right now, we have submitted position papers to the various legislators who are proposing the bills right now for the economic stimulus package. So we have submitted and manifested our position for the PESA bill, as well as the Bayanihan 2 bill that's being discussed in Senate. And actually, as of the latest draft that we have, we were happy to see the words film and audiovisual workers on the latest draft of the Bayanihan 2 bill, because last Friday when we had the Senate hearing with all of the stakeholders from the creative industry and the audiovisual sector present to appeal our situation, the senators were able to understand, the dire situation of our industry and made the necessary amendments and inclusion of our industry in the mechanisms of support for the workers.
So, Liza, how much do you think will Congress allot to stimulate the film and audiovisual sector? Because, 70 to 80% of the industry are composed of freelance workers. So it's no work, no pay.
Yes. Well, as of our latest count, more than 760,000 nga. And nag-i-increase pa siya because even NCCA has its own estimate of more than 400,000 workers. 15 billion if you're going to talk about the wage subsidy that could be allotted for 2 months for each of the worker. So sana talaga maibigay yun sa amin.
Indeed, 15 billion pesos is what is needed to support the film and audiovisual sector because, Liza, Congress has to seriously consider the assistance package because this industry has been an integral part of our daily lives. During this lockdown, it has made us sane and it has entertained us.
Yes. Alam naman natin how during these isolation, this quarantine period, we were able to cope with this pandemic because we have been entertained with all the teleseries we see, all the movies we've seen on the different platforms. So I hope this time around, it's our turn to ask for help and hopefully be supported with our situation right now.
The first wave of assistance that you have given, your group has given to the industry has been 20 million pesos, not a whole lot. But what if you don't get the amount that you seek from Congress? Where will you be getting the second wave of assistance for the industry?
Well, I don't know because I just hope that we will be able to retain our budget because right now all government agencies have given a percentage of their existing general appropriations to be considered as pooled funds for the economic stimulus package of the government. So we can expand the support program that we have called DEAR program if we'll be able to retain the money that was pulled from that was taken from us. But that's still not enough because you're only talking about 78 million pesos. So we're talking about billions of pesos here to support not just the 5,000 film workers that our program can support, but the rest of the industry workers in the different sectors of the audiovisual industry.
And of course, Liza, a lot of people are also awaiting for the teleseries to resume, the movies to resume, if not on television, in movie houses. But of course, there has to be health and safety protocols. Have you already come up with these guidelines? Do the production outfits have to come up with their own before they can start filming their respective productions?
Right now, the FDCP has released its interim guidelines because we are drafting a joint administrative order with the DOH, the DOL, and other government agencies, so we can issue health and safety protocols for our stakeholders. There's already one out right now because MECQ officially started last May 16. So we needed something for the industry to be guided with.
So do they still need IATF approval, Department of Health approval, and FDCP approval before they can start filming?
No, they can already start filming. It's just that the protocols, they have to abide by the safety and health protocols. That's mandatory for all industries, not just the film industry, but all the rest of the industries na payagang mag-operate. We have to abide by health and safety protocols. That's why DTI and other agencies like DOT are also issuing their own respective protocols for their own stakeholders.
Thank you so much for joining us. On the final word, FDCP Chair Liza Dino Seguerra.